Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this DriverGenius USB-C multi-card reader writer. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So this supports SD 4.0, microSD 4.0, and CFast 2.0, and this can access the 3 cards concurrently. It supports USB-C data transfer rates up to 5 gigabits per second. It's backwards compatible with USB 2.0 computer systems. Pull that out. So here's the card reader. So the cord on this is about 11 3/4 inches, so it's about 12 inches or a foot long. The cable has a woven jacket on it for extra durability. Of course, we have that USB Type-C interface, and here's the reader itself. So we have the CFast 2 there, we have SD card and micro SD card. Let's plug an SD card in here. Okay, so it clicks in. So you know it's in there all the way. And here we have a micro SD card. Same thing, it clicks in. And I don't have a CFast 2 card, but those fit in there very securely. I like that. So I'm going to connect this up to my Mac Mini with the M1 processor, and I'll run some benchmarks on a couple different cards. I've got a Samsung Pro Plus 32 gig card. I have a Sandisk Ultra 16 gig card. This is an older card. I don't expect this to be very fast, but I just thought I'd try it anyway. And I have 2 micro SD cards. I have a 32 gigabyte Sandisk Xtreme Pro and a 128 gigabyte Sandisk High Endurance. Okay, so let's head over to the computer and I'll do those tests. Okay, so I have the DriverGenius USB card reader plugged into my Mac Mini. I'm going to insert the Sandisk Ultra 16 gig card. I have Blackmagic speed test here. I'll open it up and I'll choose the card. I'll start my test. Now this is the card I don't expect a tremendous amount of speed out of. Okay, so we're getting around 38 megabytes per second write and around 44 megabytes per second read. So that's what I would expect out of that card. Next, I have the Sandisk High Endurance. This is a micro SD XC card. It's 128 gigabytes. Okay, so I'll start this test. Okay, so we're getting around 82 megabytes per second write and 91 or almost 92 megabytes per second read. So you can see that's quite a bit faster than the previous card. Of course, this is a newer, faster card. Next, we have a Samsung 32 gigabyte Pro Plus SD card. Okay, so we're getting around 76 megabytes per second write and 93 megabytes per second read. So the final card I have is a Sandisk Xtreme Pro micro SD card at 32 gigabytes. Okay, so here we're getting around 70 megabytes per second write and 92 megabytes per second read. So that's the DriverGenius USB-C multi-card reader writer. So if we look at the performance, it's close to what you can expect out of these based upon what it says on the thing. I never get these exact numbers. The read on here is 100 and we were getting like 92, so we're a little lower than that, but the write was faster than what it lists on the card. That's what I've got out of other top tier card readers with this card. So I like that this card reader has this cable on it, so I can plug this into the back of my computer and access this easily. If you plug this into the side of a laptop too, you have easy access to put the cards in. If you have like a little stubby one that just plugs right into your computer, it can be hard to put the cards in sometimes. This makes it really easy. I like that this can read 2 cards at the same time. So you could have, say, a primary camera and a GoPro, put the cards in there and offload your photos and walk away and let the transfer happen at the same time. You don't have to swap them out, so you can do cards twice as fast. Now, of course, if you had something like multiple GoPros, you could use an adapter here to do one of the cards with the SD card slot and the other with the micro SD card, so you could do 2 micro SDs at the same time. So a reader like this is ideal for computers like a MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, Surface, Chromebooks. You can also use this with things like the iPad Pro, which has a USB Type-C port. You could use this with Android phones, Android tablets. This should work with pretty much any devices that have a USB Type-C interface that can work with external drives. So a reader like this is going to be really great for me because my wife's DSLR takes the SD cards and my GoPros take the micro SD, so we don't have to have separate readers, and we could even read both cards at the same time. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.